What's going on, guys? Welcome back to our second episode of the Bloons Cast. I'm your host, Curly Fries, and I'm here joined by my two co-hosts, Popping Productions and Mice. Say what's up, boys.
Yo, what is up, guys? Popping Productions is in the house.
Hi, it's me, Mice. I'm responsible for this very divisive editing that you're seeing right now.
And for our second episode, we decided to spoil you guys again with another very special guest, SJB.
Hey guys, I'm here to spoil ya.
All right.
Can't wait.
All right. We'll start off with the one that I'm personally most curious with. SJB, how did you come up with the name Super Jumbo, or however you like to pronounce it, Super John Bombo?
Sure, Super John Bombo. I know it sounds goofy right from the get-go, but here's the thing. All right, this is how it came about. My friend was like, Chris, we're going to make you an AOL screen name account, because I, as a young person, did not have the internet. I was like, sure, let's do it. He's like, what do you want your screen name to be? And I'm like, Bomb. And he's like, that's obviously taken. I'm like, oh, okay. So I'm like, well, let's do Super Bomb. And he's like, oh, well, that's also taken. So I'm like, oh, crap. Well, let's rhyme it with Bomb. Super John Bomb. And I was like, you know what, let's add an O at the end just for fun. Super John Bombo.
So that's how you pronounce it, Super John Bombo.
Correct.
Dude.
I know, it's kind of convoluted and stupid, but that's how it came about.
Yeah, actually, to be honest, it sounds really good. Like, it's difficult to read it, but yeah, Super Jumbombo.
You don't know how many times I hear Super Mambo, Super Mom Jumbo, Super Mambo Jumbo Mom. I just like, what?
Okay, I call you Super Jumbo Mambo. That's like what, because I just felt like that's how it flows, but Super Jumbo
Curly, come on, be more professional.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Super John Bombo. That sounds good. Like, that actually flows. I never knew that's how it's pronounced.
Super Jumbombo. Yeah, that's something you could, buy in a fast food restaurant, but like a fancy one, like Super Jumbombo. Should it be like a drink or something to eat, like a burger, perhaps? Super Jumbombo. No, that sounds like a drink more.
It's like just common enough, but it's also just weird enough where it just kind of makes sense.
It's very like you. Like, it's I never see someone with what is that? Super John Bombo Mambo. That's like a 6-syllable word, like, as a name. I've never seen that before. And then it also flows perfectly with SJB, which is just like, it's just like the cherry on top.
Yeah, SJB sounds so good. Like, I'm mad that I didn't come up with such a great name, like SJB. My goodness. And by the way, you probably didn't start with BTD6, right? Or BTDs, or Bloons in general. Definitely not with Bloons. I've seen that you started, I don't know, almost a decade ago on YouTube, right?
So, believe it or not, it was actually even further before that, because I had to go through an entire new channel make situation. So I actually started when I was 17, which is about 15 years ago. And this was back when you tried to record a video, it was nearly impossible. Like, I think a lot of people look at it now and they just like, oh yeah, I mean, you just kind of download the software and you kind of just press the record button. But 15 years ago, that stuff didn't exist. You had to go through and like try all these really crazy, obscure softwares, set it up in weird situations. It recorded really bad because your computer sucked, and like computers sucked really bad 15 years ago. But my first channel and my first recordings were absolutely awful. They did not go well. I had to add music on them in post because it just didn't work right. But my first channel, about 15 years ago, and I made videos on this Flash game called Pwong 2.
Never heard of it.
Unfortunately, I think we're too young to get that.
Yeah.
So you guys know the game Pong, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've seen that as one of the oldest games ever. It's that, but with cool music, and you do like 50 balls instead of just one ball.
That's a lot of balls.
So that was the first thing that I was like, dude, this is freaking cool. I like this. So I just started posting random Flash games and stuff like that on my first channel, and eventually I got in trouble on YouTube for music stuff. Basically, whenever I would put music over my videos, YouTube didn't like that, and this was before like copyright stuff really kind of like went through the motions. And eventually I got a bunch of strikes on YouTube, and I basically had to delete my channel and start a new channel. So that was about, 3-4 years later, and that's why it says my channel's only like 10 years old, even though I've actually had 2 of them.
But do you feel like starting out from, once again, with all of the experience you gathered, like, do you feel like the new channel benefited from that in any way?
I felt like it harmed me a lot.
Really?
Yeah, because back then, YouTube was all about subscribers. It had nothing to do with the analytics of, watch time and click-through rate and all that other garbage that's like currently in motion. It was all about how many subscribers do you have, because when you get a subscriber, they get notified as soon as that video comes out. So when I went from 1,000 subscribers down to 0, and I tried to get those 1,000 subscribers into my new channel, only like 100 people came through. So it was like starting over, like fresh, brand new.
Is that why you have 6,000 videos on your channel, or like are some of them like privated because like your account got like all that stuff?
I saw it and it was actually really impressive. 6,000 videos.
Yeah.
Like 6,000 seconds. It's a lot. And imagine that this many videos. It's insane.
It is kind of wild. So no, when I brought over to from my old channel, I don't remember how many videos were on there, but I would guess at least several hundred, if not maybe close to 1,000. And when I jumped it over, I did not bring any of those new videos with. The only thing I did was I downloaded my favorite videos and I merged them into one mega video. And I think it's somewhere on my channel right now. I think it still is. But that's it. That's my one video that I brought over from the other. Everything else gone forever.
Man, that...
It must have been heartbreaking, right?
At the time, I was sad. I wouldn't say heartbreaking. I mean, I was sad to have to start a new channel, but it was like back then I wasn't making any money or anything. It was just it was still my hobby.
Mm-hmm.
With that topic of old YouTube, yeah, it's actually interesting to have that perspective of somebody who had that old YouTube experience, because right now, yeah, YouTube looks completely different. First of all, not about even a competition. Well, the competition is insane. The way to, get the content to be watched or viewed, even not like to, be famous. Of course, not about that, but like to find the people that even are gonna enjoy the things you are making just for the sake of them enjoying it. It's insanely difficult. And also, it's kind of also very inviting for new people to start making things. So yeah, the old YouTube perspective is, yeah, you probably lived through the shift, all of the shifts in YouTube, and somehow you're still on top. That's impressive.
I mean, it's tough for me because I'll say that I don't feel like I deserve it. I think I was there at the right time. I was there at the beginning, and because of that, I had to go through a lot of motions that a lot of other people didn't, but I've kind of rode that wave of just being one of the firsts, So now when I look at other people's content, I feel like I'm the old broken horse compared to all the new people who are like, I got the energy, I got the time, I got the want and the drive, and I'm like, I spent all mine already, but I spent it when it was the hardest time to grow on YouTube. And now that I'm like, now I have the ability to do all this stuff, I feel like I struggle a little bit, For
your channel, you've been on there for over a decade. How long have you were you pumping out like daily videos back then, or were you just pumping out like weekly videos, like back when you first started?
Do you want me to tell you my rough daily schedule?
As much as you can tell us.
All right. My rough daily schedule was, because I started when I was about 17. That's when I got my first computer. No joke. That's like when I actually had my own personal computer, was 17. And the first time I got the internet, which I know sounds probably pretty funky to you guys, but I really did not have the internet like as a thing in my life until I was 17 years old. And I'm not that old either. That was kind of weird even for my age. But my schedule was generally I would go to school Monday through Friday. When I get home, I worked 3 or 4 days where I had to drive to the garden center that I worked at. When I came home, around 7 or 8, I would eat dinner really quickly, and then I would get to making videos from 9 until I fell asleep. And I would legit every day try to get at least one video done, but I actually tried to do 2 videos for every single day. Even on the weekends, I had to work, so Saturdays and Sundays, I would work usually 8-hour days, but sometimes it was 9 to 10-hour days during summer. And when I got home, again, 6 or 7 o'clock, I'd be making videos until I literally went to bed.
Holy moly.
That was my life. That is what I liked to do. But it was a hobby. It wasn't like I was grinding at the time. I liked making videos, and I liked posting it. I liked that people enjoyed the content.
So when did it change from like exactly a hobby or a passion project to something that could actually be sustainable? And
well, before that, like, did you think like were you, like, you said it was a hobby, but like, did you want to be a YouTuber when you growed up?
No, YouTube didn't exist when I was growing up. First of all, it was 2005, and I started videos in 2007 or 8. So like, yeah, YouTube did not exist for me when I was growing up. So I like being a YouTuber wasn't a thing, you know. And when people ask me like, did you want to be like a YouTuber or things like that, it's very difficult to answer because no, absolutely not. Like, I just liked posting videos, and I didn't even think YouTuber was a term yet. You know, it was just like, you're a content producer, or you post stuff on YouTube. Like that literally was the term.
So when was the transition from exactly when YouTube allowed that transition to actually make this more?
That's kind of a difficult question to answer, but I'll do my best. So when I was in college, I still thought, you know, I still made videos all throughout college, by the way, for all 4 years. That was pretty weird because you still didn't make money on YouTube. I remember my senior year of college, I was so broke. And my senior year of college was the first time that I made any money from YouTube. And I remember bragging to my friend. I was like, dude, guess what? I made $32 this month. The most money I've ever made off of YouTube ever. And I showed him and I bragged to him about it because now I was going to be able to afford gas to go home. And I was also going to be able to afford my my graduation gown if I wanted to do that, because that's how much money I had in my bank account. I could either basically pick between getting the gown, getting the gas, or if I made $30 on YouTube, I got to do both.
Dude, that's like awesome. I love hearing these type of stories where like, it's like, it turns from like something that you like did as a hobby, and then like it kind of turns like you get motivation because like just something crazy happens, like getting your first paycheck from YouTube and then making actual money off of this. Like when you're when that happened, like did it click in your brain? You were like, I really enjoy this type of stuff and I can make money off of it. Could I ever possibly maybe do this full time? Like what was your mindset when you first got that paycheck?
Sure. So this was not a job. I just want to point that out. This was not a job for me. This was like, I get to do my hobby and make money. That was cool. It was like a fun idea. And I remember that I basically came home from college, and I was still, I don't want to say like a small fry, but I was pretty lowly down there. And I started looking for jobs. And unfortunately, it was still at a really bad time for finding jobs. So I kind of just stayed at the garden center for a while, because when I was looking at anything else, I was going to get paid almost the exact same amount, even though I had a college degree. So I kept on going with YouTube, and for some reason, that next summer, like 1 year later after college, I kind of blew up, like crazy blew up compared to usual. And I was like, I am making more money than I am making at the garden center. And I have to choose, do I keep doing this or looking for a new biology-related job, or do I swap back to, trying to do YouTube full-time? And it was a crazy question for me, because it's so risky. It's so weird. It's like, can you really do a job that you did not go to school for 4 years? Like, it just seems stupid. But I made the dip. I dipped out. I said, screw you, garden center. I'm going to work part-time. I'm going to work part-time there, and I'll still like have this as like sort of a backup almost. And I'm going to swap into trying to do YouTube basically full-time. And it generally worked out.
All right, SJB, dude, I love your content so much. I remember I first found your channel. I think I first saw your channel when you used to post like the just one monkey beating chimps. And I remember those thumbnails, those titles were the funniest thing ever. Dude, I love those so much.
Yeah, I'm glad you like. I still have fun. That's one thing that I will say about myself as a YouTuber that I don't think a lot of people realize, is that I really try to have fun with my videos, and I try to be myself. I think that a lot of other YouTubers out there, they have really, really, really been like the algorithm, and they go hardcore on the algorithm. And I obviously want to do well as a YouTuber, but I think I care more about being myself. I don't want to sell out. I don't want to change my content because that's what YouTube wants. I want to post my content and I want as many people as possible to watch it and hopefully enjoy it.
Yeah, so about the burnout, I mean, I think no matter what you do, whether you're making videos, whether you're working somewhere, or even when you're a musician, I think everybody gets burned out. Did you ever experience like a major burnout where you were like, no, I don't want to touch YouTube at all? Or because I believe burnouts must have happened, but was there like a major burnout?
So I went, and I'm pretty confident about this, approximately 10 years where I uploaded a video every single day. And this is without the ability to schedule videos on YouTube for most of that. Now you can schedule videos on YouTube and say, I want them to go up. You know, you can just leave for a week on vacation and pop it out. I went almost 10 years, almost a decade without missing a single day on YouTube. I don't know many other YouTubers that have done that. So when you ask about burnout, like 10 years is kind of crazy. But the only time that I've ever experienced like severe, crazy burnout, and this is probably maybe TMI, but last year around March, I came down with this weird neurological disorder that affects me in so many ways, and it's freaking terrible and awful, and pretty much everybody that has it is like depressed and has all these issues, and it's really hard to overcome it, basically. And that was the first time where I was like, I got to look at myself and try my best to be really, really healthy and see if I can like do anything about this. And I put YouTube on the back burner. This is the first time ever that I was like, I'm going to make YouTube videos. I'm going to try to post every day. If I miss a day though, I'm not going to feel awful about it. And since then, I have still, even though I've only been posting roughly 5-6 times a week, I'm still experiencing the worst burnout of my entire life, mostly because I've been dealing with health issues in real life.
Wow, I do appreciate that honesty, because like I cannot say about other creators, but I don't think most people want to be that honest, and it brings so much to the table, and it's like I think the conversation about it should be, you know, more prevalent in general. Because yeah, everybody talks about, you know, success or how to be successful and how to work out, and nobody is talking about, yeah, you need to take care of yourself. You need to look into a mirror and say, is this what I want? And what do I actually want for myself? And yeah, that honest conversation is definitely something that we lack right now. And I'm so grateful that you're doing it for us.
I mean, sure, I'm ready to be honest, man. I'm just I'm answering your questions. That's all I'm really here for. And I don't know, I guess it's hard to a lot of YouTubers are, I don't want to call them fake, but they are a persona. They are, sometimes it's just themselves plus 10%. I feel like that's a lot of YouTubers, at least that they start off that way. They start off with themselves, or like 10% more excited, 10% more fun, 10% more interesting. I really try to be myself in my videos, and I think that obviously I still give myself a little extra, but I am not like a character. I am not some fake YouTube persona or anything. I really just am myself.
Yeah, I don't think it's like you want to critique it, because it's like an approach. And I think both approaches have their, you know, advantages and disadvantages. But I guess it depends on what you like. If you like playing a character, I think there's absolutely nothing wrong about it. If you like being that person that's like not exactly you, that's also fine, I'd say. But yeah, I think the problem is when you try to be somebody just to be successful, and it's not like you're coming back, you're not happy with yourself. You're doing this and you're playing that persona because that's what brings success, but in the end that's not what you like.
Yeah, very, very true.
Yeah, so SJB, like, so for like a lot of other YouTubers, I know a few, and they deal with like a lot of, like, they don't care for themselves when they're doing YouTube. Would you have any advice for like anyone who's starting on YouTube, who you think, they might become a YouTuber, that you should really just give some advice for, so they don't end up like not caring for themselves? Like, there anything that you would change, like, about yourself, like, earlier, before, just that could have possibly helped you out in the future now?
You're asking me for advice for newer YouTubers to make sure that they don't experience burnout?
Maybe not like even burnout, but like be healthy. How to do that healthy approach?
Yeah, just like take care of themselves.
With YouTube, I don't know if there's the correct answer to that. I don't know if I can give any advice that is not specific enough to each individual person, because everybody is so different. Everybody's going to be coming on YouTube for different reasons, and I truly don't know if I can give any specific advice like that, because just as an example, a lot of people are going to start as YouTubers when they're in school, I think, is probably the main thing, because they're young enough, right? And when you're in school, you've got a lot of time. All right, so you can kind of put YouTube as a side hustle almost. It's like you do your college work or your high school work, and you just come off and post some videos on YouTube, and like if you do a pretty good job, like you're going to be reasonably successful. Whereas I think a lot of people that come in a little later in life, anybody who's like over 23, 24, if you just try to start a YouTube channel, it's very difficult, because you have to decide, do I want to put all of my effort, my full 40 hours into my work week, and when I'm tired and exhausted after all of that, do I want to come and make YouTube videos? And for a lot of people, they're going to say it's too difficult, it's too hard, and the risk is just kind of terrible. I got to shout out Bloons here. He is the only real adult that I've seen that went from doing basically nothing, starting fresh, and saying he watched my stuff, he enjoyed my stuff, he actually reached out to me and wanted to like talk to me, and he actually asked some of my advice, and I hope this is okay that I mention it. I don't think he'll be upset about it, but he didn't love his job, as far as I understood, and he liked making YouTube videos, and it's hard for him because he had to kind of manage, do I do YouTube full-time? Do I keep working my job? Do I do both part-time? And I don't know exactly what's going on with him right now, but I can tell you that it was a very difficult decision for him.
I get it, because I don't want to say that I'm in a similar position, because definitely not. I'm privileged enough so that I can, because right now I'm in college. Right now I'm fourth year of college, I guess. And yeah, I do a lot of things. And the main motivation of doing YouTube is, of course, first of all, I enjoy making videos. I like producing videos. I don't know about my, YouTube personality. I think I'm never gonna be on the level that's gonna be, everyone's gonna enjoy it. But yeah, I'm trying to be honest, etc. And but yeah, right now I'm gonna finish college soon, and yeah, I'm doing this YouTube thing because this is something I want, and this is my main motivation. That I really don't want to have a quote-unquote normal job, because I tried it. I really tried it, and the problem is that I put like all of me into the job I'm doing, and if the job I'm doing is like made to, you're sitting there, you're not doing anything creative. That's like most jobs, and it's just taking your time, and you feel like you're wasting your life just to get that, get that paycheck. And YouTube right now doesn't pay like anything for me on this level, but like I do have the dream, not even on YouTube, not even doing Bloons, but like not having to do what has to be done to earn this paycheck, to earn a life there. And if I could, make the things I like to and live off of them, that would be great.
I mean, that's the dream. That's the dream. The problem for me is, I know that you're talking about I guess it's tough, because as you say you like YouTube you like it right now, but because the paycheck is pretty unreliable, to be completely honest, it's difficult just to say and go in. I don't even know where I'm going with this, but it's difficult to walk into YouTube and say that I can make this my job or my dream, and then you're kind of stuck with whatever YouTube wants you to create if you want to be successful and have it be your job. It's like a lot of people don't realize this, but you have a boss at any normal job. But for me, my boss is technically nobody, but really, it's the algorithm. And they tell me if I did a bad job on my video, because whenever I do a video, they're going to say, Chris, guess what? This is a 10 out of 10 video. You did a bad job. All right? And that makes you feel bad. You know, it almost makes me feel worse than if a real person told me that I did a bad job, because guess what? Not only is that telling me I did a bad job, but now you make less money because of it.
YouTube is more of a, you work for a chance. So it is kind of a gamble whether you're going to be successful or not. But yeah, I think that chance of success is worth the effort, because you're learning things along the way. You're meeting new people along the way. You're talking to them. I mean, I think that experience is priceless. Whether you know, make it your job or, I don't know, make money off of it, doesn't matter. The experience you get from just trying to make good content and just putting the effort in, I think that's priceless.
Sure. Just don't forget that it's kind of like professional sports. All right. A lot of people are going to grow up and be like, I want to be a professional football player. There's a lot of people out there. You realize even if you're an excellent high school player, you go to college and all of a sudden you're an okay college player, and then you try to make it to the NFL and you realize you're just not good enough, and you spent your entire life building your way towards being that one certain thing, and it might just fall through. And I think that's something that I think a lot of people should realize on YouTube, is that for every successful YouTuber out there, there is many, not even necessarily dozens, maybe even hundreds, maybe even thousands of people that are not going to make it. And I think a lot of kids growing up, it's unfortunate, and I don't want to be rude or anything like that, but a lot of people's dream is to become a YouTuber, and it's only going to become more and more saturated over time. So I don't want to slash any dreams. I'm not the dream slasher, the dream crusher over here, but I do think that people should recognize that it's not just a one and done easy situation to jump into, and it's also a little bit unreliable.
While we're speaking on like the topic for like people who are trying to be YouTubers, YouTube, this is like, I remember I heard another YouTuber say, his name was Scrubs. He doesn't make BTD6 content. He's a completely different YouTuber. But he put YouTube in like a whole different light, like in my head. So as we know, everyone wants to become a YouTuber. I picture YouTube, and what he said, we picture it as a lottery. So basically, you buy a ticket to a lottery, you have a low % chance of winning it, right? So, and every single time, like, I think this is how lotteries work. Is it by, like, the more people who get the tickets, the harder it is for your ticket to be it? Is that how a lottery works?
Yeah, it's chance, basically. I don't know. SJB, what's your take?
Well, I mean, if you're just asking specifically the lottery question, not necessarily that more people buy the ticket, because the same numbers are going to get drawn every single time, but there is a chance that more people will win the same money. So if 10 people win the same max lottery, then you split the money between 10 people.
Yeah, I think that's pretty perfect. So, like, the more people who want to be on YouTube, it's basically like another lottery ticket. So it's like less people who are going to come to you. And for a lot of small YouTubers, it's really hard, because to win the lottery, or in our case, to become a YouTuber, you need to get as many lottery tickets as you can. And getting more lottery tickets means uploading more videos, uploading more, like live streaming more, uploading it to different sites. And I think that's really difficult for small YouTubers. I can include me in this, because from what you said, SJB, you were, it sounds really weird. You were at 17 when you first started YouTube. Like, dude, what I find crazy is, because I'm 17 right now, I also have a job, and, I kind of look at YouTube as like, I see YouTube as a passion. Like, it's not funny enough. Yesterday, I called off of work. I worked 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. and I called off so I could make 2 YouTube videos. So, but the most difficult part is that, like, YouTube is just going to become harder and harder for every single person to get. And, like, people like you, SJB, who do it quote unquote full time, for like anyone, because a lot of other YouTubers don't do it full time. You do it full time, the other person we had, Tootie, does it full time, and you guys are just going to get better and better at doing YouTube. versus someone like, you know, us three, me and Popping Productions, who have school and a job. We can't really like learn the YouTube algorithm almost every day, which it kind of hurts us more, because you guys are going to be able to learn so much more quicker than us, which is really hard for small YouTubers to become bigger, even with other YouTubers also coming bigger. I'm ranting here. Someone needs to say something. I don't know what I'm saying.
I actually disagree. I'm going to be straight with you. I disagree. I think that we don't have as much of an advantage as you think. I think that the algorithm is based off of like 3 metrics right now. And I know that sounds funky, just to break it all down, but the number 1 metric is your watch time. The number 2 metric is your click-through rate. And the number 3 metric is just how much people are doing anything in your video. Comments, likes, all that other nonsense. So if you're looking for the secret to the algorithm, make sure people click your thumbnail and make sure people watch your video for a long time. That's it. Now, everything else that goes into the video is all up to you guys. Now, that's the tough part, is making sure people watch your video and watch it for a long time.
Yeah, but it's also really difficult, and I don't want to say heartbreaking, but for me sometimes when I think I spent once like a week making a stupid video, like black bordering a single map, and I really put a lot into, you know, editing, etc. But from my perspective, I'm focusing on the big picture. And most people don't see the big picture. They don't see the rest of the video. They see only the thumbnail and the beginning. So no matter how good the story, your narrative is on YouTube, it's not like cinema where people come in and they have to watch the whole movie to say if it's good or bad. No, on YouTube you have the thumbnail, those first 15 seconds to make them stay, and the rest, I'd say, doesn't matter that much. So, yeah, when I posted this, 1 hour video, and then I saw a few weeks down the line that a video I made in one day, which just had a good thumbnail and, a good intro, it was more successful than something I poured so much time and effort into. So, yeah, that's, I would say, that can be heartbreaking on YouTube when you really, really, really try hard to make your content good and it's just not good enough.
It's one of the biggest problems for creators is that it does not matter how much time or effort or anything you put into a video. It only matters, does the algorithm like it, and does the algorithm like it because your click-through rate and your watch time is high.
It's like more or less like when you're making a video, you don't want, like, it sounds like weird because it's obviously like not right in all circumstances, but the most important part of a video is the thumbnail, because if they see the thumbnail, they'll look at the title, and then if you have a good title, they'll click on the video, and then if you have a good video, they'll watch the video. So the most like YouTube, it's not like, obviously it is, but when you're starting out, SJB, tell me if I'm wrong here, but I personally think like your video doesn't even need to be that good if you can get a very good amount of clicks with a good thumbnail and a good title.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest hurdle is the click-through rate. Absolutely.
That's how I'm thinking of YouTube right now, and I've been learning a lot from thumbnails and from other creators. Cause I thought like the video was the most important part, and then I just had like kind of joke thumbnails, but now I've really been putting a lot more effort into my thumbnails and really catchy titles, and I can already see, I mean, I'm gaining a lot more views on those videos and my channel is doing better, all because of just literally one simple thing, the thumbnail.
Yeah, but it also kind of feels like cheating. Like you're not doing the things you think are good, but you're kind of making the things you're making more clickable. So yeah, I don't know, maybe it does only feel like cheating for me, but yeah, maybe not cheating, but not like staying true to yourself a little bit, but more to what the general thing is.
As a YouTuber, I hate the term clickbait because my job is to make you click on the thumbnail. And as long as the thumbnail generally relates to what the video is about, I mean, I feel like I've been successful. I'm not trying to trick you, but I do need to make sure that you look at my thumbnail and think, okay, I could watch that. And it kind of you're right though, it does suck that like you have to be at least maybe misleading or different about it, because if you don't do it, somebody else will.
I feel like it's like we need to bring the podcast spirit up. You know, we gained a lot of knowledge. We need to have some fun now. You know, we need to have some fun.
Yeah, let's focus on Bloons perhaps, about games. Bloons games. That's what our channel is about. Actually, that's the most important part.
Oh, you guys don't like negativity? This is such a negative game, though. I mean, we gotta kill all the balloons.
I mean, we're literally forcing monkeys into labor to like just pop balloons.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, but okay, when it comes to games, SJB, which one do you like the most? I would say just.
My heyday was when I could play BTD5, Bloons Monkey City, and Battles, all within reason, all at the same time, and post videos on it and have people still enjoy the content.
Because I see like now like there's a lot of other creators who post like those old BTD6 games, but right now I think what's not holding the whole BTD6 community up is really just BTD6 content. Below that is BTD Battles content, and then way below that is like all the other Bloons games, because a lot of people are really interested in the new Bloons game because it's way more colorful than the old ones.
Ninja Kiwi has definitely gone from creating new games consistently to creating a game and then having people consistently play that. It's definitely a strategy. But I mean, you got to imagine that there was BTD 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and 5 was kind of their big one. They had 5. They had Bloons Monkey City. They had Battles 1. They had Bloons Super Monkey, Bloons Super Monkey 2. Then they had Battles and BTD5 jump from Flash into Steam and mobile, all at the same time, and all of those felt like completely different games. So you had like these 12 different Bloons games that you kind of got to pick from, and it felt like there was a lot going on. And then it slowed down. BTD6, it's been around for 5 years now, coming up on 6.
Really?
Yeah, I believe so. And Battles 2 just did not get kicked off properly, so nobody wants to play it or or watch it either.
But have you tried Battles 2?
Have I? Absolutely.
Okay, but how much did you play it?
Quite a bit. I played for like 6 months. It was like the only thing I posted.
Really? Because, for example, for me, I'm not a very competitive guy. Like, I gotta say, it's just too much for me to, keep track of everything, be better than the guy next to me. You have to send Bloons. It's like so complex, and the bar to, get into the game is so high. You need to be familiar with all of the mechanics, and even when you know every single mechanic, it's still, you have to have that strategy, and the only end goal is to just be better than the other guy. But you sit in a match, for example, for I don't know, maybe up to 20 minutes sometimes. Maybe I'm over exaggerating, but sometimes it feels like it. And then it's just one single small rush, and then everything you did just like doesn't matter. Yeah, you get some experience from it, and you get more knowledge about how to beat other guys, but it's just so unrewarding, unsatisfying, at least for me. And I don't know, I just maybe I'm hating a bit too much on Battles 2, but it's just not for me.
I hate Battles 2 so much. I'm gonna go on a short rant here. I just hate how you literally just like can't play how you want to play. Like in BTD6 I want to do only Druid challenge. I want to do the only Spike Factory challenge. But if I try that in BTD2 or BTD Battles 2, I'm going to get pooped on. Like, it's just not an enjoyable game because it doesn't have that freedom. It's too competitive for me, and like Mike said, it's just not the game for me.
So, Popping, how do you feel about Battles 2?
Well, personally, a while back, it was actually one of my more favorite games. I actually liked it a lot more than BT6, but like a while back, I was like kind of like grinding to get Adora because I really wanted to like do that strategy with Adora and the Super Monkeys, and that costed a lot of money, and I was getting really tired of doing that over time, and then I just kind of fell out of doing that, and I just never really played it again.
Yeah, so how do you still feel about Battles 2, SJB?
I don't know why it's not as fun as Battles 1 was, but it does not feel as fun. And I think part of it is that the just general sentiment about it, because of the launch, the launch was just garbage, that I still kind of look at it in the launch perspective of like, it should have been a good game. Ninja Kiwi screwed up the launch so bad that I have this salty taste in my mouth and it makes me not want to play it. But I still think it's actually a pretty fun game. But you have to like RTS games. You have to like real-time strategy and be better than the next guy. And I get that that's not for everybody, but if you like look at it like you spent 20 minutes building something up, and then it all comes crashing down, that's almost every other RTS game in existence. I mean, League of Legends, even that, like you build the entire thing up for 40 minutes and then boom, it's done. You start over. StarCraft, I used to play that all the time. You play for 15 minutes building up your economy and then game's over. Or Age of Empires, same thing. You can build up an entire civilization over 2 hours and then you have one battle and you lose and the game's over. So like it's not an unusual idea. I just don't know why. It just doesn't feel fun.
Well, I guess when you explain it like that, yeah, it doesn't sound fun, but it just feels more fun than that when I'm playing it, you know?
Personally, I like the idea of competing against other people more than competing against the game. So like Battles 2, the idea of it is more fun than BTD6 for me.
I have the complete opposite approach. Like, competitiveness for me is boring. I just don't like it. It's no matter which game you play, you still have that downtime. You have to wait for your opponent, or you died in the game and you need to wait until the next round or something like that. And it just, I guess some people like it, but I personally just, I don't know where I was going with this. It's just, people have different preferences. And I think it's also okay, just in general, to not like certain type of media. And that's also something that, do you know what FOMO is? SJB?
Yes.
Yeah, so fear of missing out. I think some games or some shows, etc., are being watched and played just because people fear that they're gonna miss out on something. And I think that's sometimes unhealthy, because like you're listening to the latest music, you're watching the latest shows, and you're not even focusing on them as much. You're just doing that because you want to be, well informed. But I think it makes you appreciate the things that you are actually watching or playing less. Yeah, there are two approaches, but I feel like if you have some things that you enjoy watching or playing, games or movies you enjoy watching, I think it's okay to, replay them multiple times or rewatch them multiple times, and to seek more enjoyment in them rather than, go out and try all the newest things that people are talking about just because you fear of that missing out.
So I mean, in my opinion, I completely understand that people have their comfort foods or their comfort shows or whatever. They're just they always go back to it because they're kind of used to it. In my opinion, though, I mean, you only live once, all right? So you can only experience as much as you can in the short 50, 60, 70 years that you've got, maybe hopefully longer, that you've got. So I try to experience as much as I can, as much different things as I can, different music, different shows, different things, different foods. And it's not always pleasant, but at least I've experienced it. So I know that that doesn't really relate directly to BTD6 and Battles 2 all that much, but that's my perspective on life.
I mean, I was maybe it kind of relates to BTD6 and BTD Battles 2, because about the competitiveness maybe of the Battles 2, that was my approach. That, I don't know, I don't think that the feeling of being better than anyone or just playing, because I don't know if it's true that some people might, play the game just because their friends play it. I mean, it's obvious, it happens all the time, but when it comes to Battles 2, I know that for example, with Counter-Strike, I had an episode of playing it a lot, and I realized that I didn't enjoy playing the game that much, and mostly I played it because of my friends, And even, I don't know, maybe not like fear of missing out, but like I wanted to be part of their community because I felt like I wasn't a part, even though I wasn't enjoying the game. And then I was actually playing it just to be better with my friends. And it's about the motivation of playing certain games. That's what I was going for. That you have to have the right motivation when it comes to approaching things in general.
All right. Speaking of motivation, what's your guys' motivation for the podcast? Can I flip it on you guys?
Yeah, of course, dude. That's actually, I like that. I like that you're asking us questions. So I'll tell you like kind of like the rundown and the motivation on this. So I just had an idea one day, and I was like, hey, I've never seen a Bloons Tower Defense podcast before, and I want to be a YouTuber when I grow up, so I feel like to get more people attention and to have something for the community, try something new that I've never seen before, we should make a Bloons Podcast. And I was like, that sounds so awesome. Like, I love podcasts a lot. I listen to them instead of music. And I was like, man, let's make one right now. Who do I message? And then I first messaged Popping Productions. And Popping Productions, when you first got that message, like, what did you think when you first got that message from me?
Well, I was more like, yeah, go ahead. Not a really big deal, But, like, now, it's a lot bigger than I first expected it to, Like, we got 57 members in here now, and I only expected us to have, like, the 12 or something.
And then after I got Popping Productions in here, I was like, Popping Productions, I was like, oh, okay, that's awesome. I got Popping Productions. I need a few more co-hosts, however. So then I went over to another YouTuber that I really, really liked. I watched his videos, and I mean, he's in the Discord with us right now. It was Mice, and I was like, I really wanted Mice on the podcast because I feel like he has a really good talking voice for the podcast. So I really wanted him to be in it. And then I asked him, and what went through your mind? Mice.
Yeah, I was like, sure. I mean, I already, had experience recording podcasts. They didn't go live because it was just with my friends and we were just, meeting up, talking, etc. Maybe I'll post it someday. But yeah, I was like, oh yeah, that's a cute idea. That's nice. Yeah, I can come by and, talk. And then, we met up. Tudy comes in and the first hour of the podcast, it was so fun, like talking to the guests, and so like not only entertaining if something was like this entertaining for me, I was like, okay, this has potential. No, we cannot. I mean, this was when because I'll be honest, at the beginning, I wasn't like that enthusiastic. I mean, enthusiastic, yes. I was like, yeah, let's do it. I can edit audio because I have background in audio editing also. I have a lot of experience. But then the first episode, and I was like, okay, I gotta make this the best thing I can. And yeah, there came the whole editing I did. The thumbnail. I feel like I was too sweaty even with my approach, but that's how I approach things. If I see potential, I'm trying to pour everything I got into it, and not even like potential, but if I see something that has value, it's like I'm gonna put everything I have and all of my time and dedication to make it as best as we can. I think the first episode was really good, and I think this episode is also gonna be great, and I absolutely can't wait until I've gotta edit it, so it's gonna take me 3 days probably straight of editing, but I kind of love it. I love the grind, and yeah, it's rewarding at some point, because you know what, at some point you stop caring about the views. It's not something I tell that much, because yeah, I'm talking about getting the right thumbnail, the right title, etc. Yeah, but that's like not the most important part. Like, I stopped caring about the views. I just love the reward of seeing the finished product and saying, I did this, I was part of this, and yeah, it's like so invaluable, because yeah, when you're doing it, when you're editing it, it's like it takes so much from you. But then after you finish the project, you can watch it and you can see that, and I don't know, it was so satisfying, and I think that's what I love about what we're doing. I don't care whether we're gonna be successful on YouTube at this point. I really care how valuable this is what we're doing. How valuable it is not only for us, but also I'd say for the fortunate few in the community that can experience it, because I feel like this is something special, and it doesn't matter whether it's going to be successful or not. It's something that you can point your finger to and say, I was a part of this.
I feel like I never even like thought when I made this that it would even come up to this, and I'm SJB, I really just have to thank you for wanting to be on here, by the way. Like it really is an honor, like, talking to you after watching your videos for so long. Never thought I'd be here, and I feel like it's really nice for the community to hear as well. You're helping out us, and you're also helping out the community to hear all these different creators of BTD6's stories, how they came to YouTube, what they had to deal with, and just like how it is. So I really have to say thank you, and I'm really glad that we're able to make something like this for everyone to see.
No worries, dude. I'm glad to be here. Could you mind if I tell you guys another story?
Yeah, of course.
All right. So, and then I got to ask you guys one other question. And I think, honestly, you should edit this question in to be probably the intro, because it could get deep. I'm just saying. All right. Mm-hmm. But before I get there, there's the story. All right. So there was this huge mega storm. All right. Where it was crazy. All right. It was freaking huge. And I took a walk on the beach. All right. And I was looking at all the disaster that this storm caused. And the main thing that happened, though, was there was all these starfish that washed up onto the beach. And so I was walking down the beach, and I kept picking up the starfish, and I kept throwing them back in the ocean. And this guy walked up to me, and he's like, dude, why are you doing that? Why? I mean, you can only save a few before they're all going to dry up and die. What does that matter in the grand scheme of things? And I said, well, it matters to this one, and it matters to this one, as you throw them back in the ocean. And I feel like maybe you guys don't realize it, but maybe the random work that you do, the random YouTube videos that you post, it may not become the most popular thing in the world. You may not get millions of views, but each individual person who watch your videos and actually enjoy them and enjoy the content may get more out of it than you imagine. So, obviously that story wasn't actually real, and it's just a fake story, but it has meaning to it.
You liar! Another YouTuber that's lying. And I already had a title of the second episode, The Most Honest YouTuber. Now everything goes down the drain.
Dude, that was a beautiful story, though, I'm not gonna lie. You said that really well.
All right, and my other question for you guys was, in a battle, who would win in a fight, a fire dragon or an ice dragon?
I feel like it'd be the fire dragon, right? Like when fire and ice meet, which one wins? It's like the fire burns the ice. Wait.
Or does the ice turn to water though, and melt the fire dragon?
Or does the water turn to gas because the fire dragon's so hot?
Oh, good question.
Pumping Reductions, what do you think?
I really have no clue.
You have to have an answer though.
All right. Neither.
Yeah, my question is, why would they fight in the first place? They're dragons.
Oh my gosh, Mike, it's the hypothetical question.
No, come on. I mean, these dragons are clearly racist because one is from the Ice Nation and one is from the Fire Nation. They should be friends. They're both dragons. Come on.
But they're already fighting. Who do you think's gonna win?
I think the Ice Dragon, because I've seen videos of people trying to melt ice with fire, and it took such a long time. But yeah, that's my answer. I'd say the ice one might be nice because it rhymes with mice, so I gotta say ice.
So I just gotta ask again: does the ice dragon shoot out ice, or does he shoot out blue fire, and the fire dragon shoots out red fire?
I would say that the ice one might spew some ice. I'd say ice.
Yeah, I mean he's an ice dragon. He's got to shoot ice. I just had to confirm that. make sure we're on the same page here.
Wait, do you know the answer?
There's no official answer to the question.
What? No.
Of course, I created an AI simulation of the fire dragon versus the ice dragon, but there was no definitive answer in the end. It was still actually a tie, but they did fight.
I feel like you're just full of... Wait, no, I'm actually questioning my sanity. Did you actually make a simulation? No, you didn't.
No, I did not make a simulation.
Oh, come on.
But I think it's a good question because it really opens up your mind to different ways in which the dragons would fight. You got to think, does the ice win? Does the fire win? How hot can the fire dragon get? How cold does the ice get for the ice dragon? I mean, you guys aren't even going deep enough. You guys are just surface level at this point.
You want to go deep here? We'll go deep right here. Okay, so the fire dragon is so hot that the fire turns to lava, all right? And then the lava dragon, the ice dragon runs into the lava dragon, but then the ice dragon completely melts. The water evaporates, and the ice dragon turns to gas and floats up into the clouds, and then the fire dragon wins.
What if the fire dragon shoots out so much energy out of his plasma beam that he actually creates miniature black holes in the process?
Or actually, if he does do that, then the ice dragon will in turn freeze the whole entire universe, freezing all of the black holes, and then the ice dragon wins.
Oh, so you're saying he freezes time with his absolute zero power?
He uses the absolute zero ability. Everything's frozen.
I mean, it's bringing it full circle back to BTD6. I mean, the 5th tier ice tower does have the absolute zero ability, just like the ice dragon.
You pair that against the wizard lord Phoenix, like... Who's winning there, if you really think about it?
Yeah, I mean, that's a good question. But there's no ice dragon with the absolute zero, so you'd have to assume that the absolute zero has a pet ice dragon.
I'm just gonna ask AI what the answer is.
Okay, so I need a definitive answer. Like, what do you guys think? Who's winning in the fight here? Well, you guys got 3 of you, so I want to see who's gonna win in this battle.
I'm going fire dragon all the way.
Fire dragon.
I'm going ice because it's nice.
Okay, Popper's the decider.
I think I'll do the fire dragon.
All right, fire dragon. Fire dragon has beat the ice dragon in this podcast. Maybe if you guys want to make the comments a little better, maybe you could ask them to vote on the fire dragon versus the ice dragon, so you could get some some people here.
And
ooh,
Mice, you are getting banned.
Okay, Curly, you're the most enthusiastic member. You have to go like, guys, now it's so late. I shouldn't shout.
I got that. You know what, guys? Right now, let me know down below which one do you think is gonna win. We have the fire dragon, which is on me and Popping Productions side, but we also have the ice dragon, which is on Mice's side. If you type the ice dragon, I will ban you from the channel. So type down fire dragon right now. SJB, wait. You haven't answered yet.
That's the point. I don't answer the question. I ask the questions. And I ask the questions to make sure So I think a lot of people don't realize this, but one reason why I do this is because I think not enough people critically think about the general things that they believe. They just start believing something because someone told it. Maybe they need to critically think about why they believe something and whether they truly believe it or if they believe it because someone told them to believe it.
Oh. So basically, we banned Popping Productions.
Wait, what now?
He's not a critical thinker.
Yeah, that was the first thing he did. He asked something else. Yeah, but that's kind of interesting because, every single one of us has a different approach. Curly is on the fire, I'm on the ice, and Popping is asking somebody else. And it, shows that every single question and problem can be approached in so many different ways, and none of them are wrong.
Correct.
We should do something for the fans right now. In the Bloons Cast waiting line, poor little animation has been waiting in there for the whole podcast. Over an hour. Should we drag him in here?
Sure. Yeah, let's see it. Let's take this risk.
To anyone watching the video at home, in our Discord channel, which is in the description below, you have the option to join our podcast for 5 minutes, with our guests, with all of us, and talk to us for 5 minutes. We'll ask you guys some pretty funny questions. So if you're interested in that at all, just join the Discord in the description below. Let's drag animation in here. Wait, give me a segundo. Boom.
Let's make sure he isn't muted.
Oh no, should we?
Oh,
He's here.
What's up, Animation? What's up?
Hello.
Hello Curly, hello Popping, hello Mice, and hello Super Jumbo Bumbo.
He pronounced it.
Almost.
Almost.
What do you mean almost?
It's Super Jumbumbo.
Super Job Bumbo.
Jumbo Mumbo.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, you said Super Jumbumbo. You were close.
This is why I changed my name, guys.
You could just say SJB Animation. Okay, Animation. Well, first, would anyone like to ask any other questions? Because I have a lot here.
What about the dragon one?
I think we resolved that.
Animation. Imagine that there are two female dragons. One is ice dragon, one is fire dragon. Which one wins in the battle?
Yes, fight to the death.
If the ice is melted, does the ice dragon die?
Well, that's up to you to that's up to you. No, that's up to him to answer. Will the ice dragon be dead if it turns into water?
Yeah, there you go.
It becomes a water dragon.
Man, y'all got me in a chokehold. I don't know what to answer.
You want to move on to a different one then, or you
Yes.
Oh, okay. So here is a question for you. Rapid fire. Okay, so you're gonna answer these as quick as you can. Okay.
Alright.
Which is the best Minecraft song?
The cat music disc.
Can you tell us how that goes?
No.
Okay. What is the best body of water?
The one that's warm.
Ooh, that's actually a good one. All right. What is your favorite kills video? If you know who that is.
I don't know who that is.
Good answer.
It's like these are the top 10 scariest moments caught on camera.
Number 1, Burger
Yeah.
King foot lettuce.
Why is it called the number 2 pencil if it is so popular?
Because number 1 is for losers.
What is your favorite reptile?
The gecko.
How old does someone have to be when you can say that they died of old age?
140.
Oh my gosh.
That's an old person.
And the last question for you is going to be light mode or dark mode?
Dark mode.
All right, Animation. Last words. You have the last 5 words.
Yes, I'm a simp. Sniper monkey.
Thank you to everyone who watched till the end of this video. Can we get a thank you to SJB down in the comment section down below for him joining on the podcast? It really does mean a lot to all of us. Hopefully it means a lot to you. And I think that'd be pretty nice if you could say thank you, SJB, in the comment section down below. Do we want to say anything before the episode ends?
Use code MICE. to
Mom,
SJB.
not now. It's in my coat.
Bro.
Oh my god. What?
Is spring break this week or
Popping.
next week?
It's like,
You make us look much less
Yes.
professional than we actually are.
Hey, we're not. We're just having fun here. You know what? Hey, Mike, how about we pull the...
Go
Oh.
to Ivan's house with friends.
okay.
Popping, mute yourself.
All right. We still focusing on
Yeah,
that.
sorry. I can't talk right now because I'm doing a podcast with some other people and another YouTuber with 400,000 subscribers.
He has 900,000.
Okay, bye.
That's more.
All right, I'm back, guys.
Yeah, let's